If you think the price of fuel is bad right now, you haven't seen anything yet.
Wow. I don't know what stopped it. My card or the truck.
Another increase in gas prices.
The US is probably going to be one of the last countries to ever run out of the resource.
Is it just me or is gas running out really fast?
Gas just crossed $4, and this time it's not just inflation, it's war. A key global supply oil chain is being disrupted, and it's already hitting our wallets. This will most probably push prices even higher, and not just gas, but everything. So how bad is this about to get? Let's get into it.
I just filled up my gas tank and I'm just fucking livid. First of all, I have to wait for my car to fucking turn on because it doesn't turn on after I fill up the gas. That's another story. I just paid $46 for a full tank of gas. I used to pay $30 for a full tank of gas, which means I fill up my gas sometimes twice a week. This week is a twice a week kind of week, which means that's $100 per week. That's $40 extra for gas that I was paying than I was before, to the point where I'm now thinking, oh, I can't drive down to the lake as much to walk, or like, oh, I need to maybe take one less solid core class because it's a lot of driving. And then that fucks with my wellness, and then that fucks with my mental health, and then I'm just stuck at home feeling poor and miserable and unhealthy. And that is just me, a middle class woman, feeling this way.
It's always the middle class taking the biggest hit. Let's see what people have to say about this in the comments. $6.29 for me yesterday. I paid $50 and I had 4 bars left. I got a new job that I commute to 40 miles each way daily. It's so expensive. Yes, I get more pay at this job, but still, I was filling up $30 a week. Now, $100 a week. No, but for real, I was already hard to be alive, now it's even harder and more expensive. $95 for me now, used to be $75. Just trade in my car for an EV. Can't afford both groceries and gas at this point. I paid $50 for half a tank this morning. I filled my car for $92. It used to be just $60. It's horrible in Illinois. $86 for my tank in LA. Used to be like $55. I have prepared one historical chart for you guys. These are the monthly closing prices for crude oil, and pretty much you can see on the 1st of February the price was just $67. Then 1st of March $105, and now on the 1st of April is $111 the closing price, and who knows how much the price will increase next month. So as you can see, just in the span of 2 months, we are getting close to 100% increase.
As the war in Iran continues, gas prices across the country have hit more than $4 per gallon on average. Here in California, it's a lot more expensive than that, especially here in Los Angeles.
So it was just kind of like jarring to wake up one morning and gas is over $6 a gallon.
We've been speaking with drivers about how they're feeling and how they're getting by.
Well, I drive for a living, so do the math. The more I pay, the less I make. So there's nothing to like about that at all.
How are these prices impacting you?
There's definitely impacting my family and I just by, we're having to cut costs on other things. Like we don't really go out to restaurants as much.
If you could describe the economy in one word, what would you say?
It's screwed, for lack of a better word. Screwed.
I can't put as much into my savings because I now have to factor in like the extra like $2 a gallon, because I used to be I'd find it for $4.09, but now I can't find it under $5 a gallon.
I've been living in this country my entire life, and this is the most I've ever paid for gas. So yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me angry, frustrated, helpless, all of the above.
And did you notice what the common thing between all those people was? Because gas is a necessity, this is not something you can just suddenly stop using. You have to pretty much limit and spend less on other areas of your life, like saving, going out, investing, groceries, and so on. Who even has a savings anymore? There is nothing extra to save. And we have one picture from Seattle. You can see the price is $6.19. $5.29 a gallon here in San Diego. Traditionally the most expensive gas market in the US. Let me know in the comments down below what is currently the price at your state.
Wow. I don't know what stopped it. My card or the truck. Wow. This is the first time I've ever in my life put $100 in a vehicle. I live in Texas. That's crazy. $3.89 a gallon. $100 to fill up a truck in Texas. And I can already predict the comments on this video. You're gonna be like, oh, well, gas is $5-6 where I'm at. And, you know, that's so much more expensive than $3.89. You're lucky that it's $3.89 there. The point is, it was probably $3.89 where you are, and now it's $3.89 where I am. And the bullshit trickles down. When I first bought this truck like 2 months ago, I was complaining about spending $370 on premium. And now I'm spending $389 on 87, which, I mean, it's just a F250 motor. These don't need premium, believe it or not, but I would like to put premium in it, but for the price difference, fuck that. I'm not putting premium in this thing. I'm just not going to drive it as hard as I want to. So everybody's feeling these gas prices. It's crazy. $100 to fill up a truck in Texas. I've never done that before.
So just in the span of few weeks, the premium used to cost less compared to the standard now. Soon 250 or 300. I sure hope not. Okay, so 300 definitely seems a lot. We have never seen such prices in the past, but if we see this graph of crude oil, we can see that at the moment we're standing at 111 per barrel. And this is pretty much the level we had for a small period of time in May, June in 2022. And pretty much now we're at or above 2008 financial crisis levels.
I can't be the only one having this dilemma. I go to the gas pump, and normally it used to take me about $40 to $45 to fill up my car. Now it costs about $90 to fill up my car. But my paycheck has not grown to increase and account for double the price to fill up my car with gas. So now I'm faced with the dilemma every time I go fill up my car. Oh, do I just put in what I normally put in, the $40, which is only half a tank, because that's what I can afford right now to get me through? Or do I just bite the bullet and eat the whole $90, which I really can't afford, just because the next time I go to fill up my car, gas might have gone up by 5 to 15 to 20 to 50 to 60 cents? So do I put myself in debt to fill up my car and have a full gas tank now for $90? Or do I risk it for the biscuit and put $40 in to get me by, and the next time I need to fill up my gas tank, it's gone up, and now it's going to be $100? Like, it is this very toxic cycle with the gas pump and my bank account at the moment. And I know I ain't the only one feeling the pain, but like, come on. Like, what? Something's got to be done about this.
Going straight to the comments, it's going to get much worse in the next few weeks, unfortunately. Fuel is trading up $40 more per barrel this week. Catches up at the pump 2-3 weeks, unfortunately. It catches up at the pump 2 or 3 weeks later, but for example, groceries, restaurants, transportation, or other sectors will also be impacted, and we're just about to see the impact there, not in 2-3 weeks, but maybe in 1 or 2 months, and pretty much things will get even worse, unfortunately. You're working for your gas, and the creator agree with that. You know, in the past, gas was like a very small percentage of our monthly budgets, but now we're paying so much attention to it. Should I fill up the tank completely, or maybe should I wait for next week? Should I drive here? Should I drive there? It's just insane.
Another increase in gas prices. We're on the corner of Harbor Avenue and Pacific Coast Highway, where prices are about $5.59 at this Arco if you pay cash. Believe it or not, that's actually much better than the average right now, which is near $6 here in LA County. I did talk with a few drivers who say they're hoping for a break soon.
I was like, $5.60. this is crazy. You're trying to, go around to different places, trying to get cheaper prices, but it's literally nowhere.
Of course, here in LA County, prices are the greatest. Again, nearly $6, followed by Ventura County at $5.95. Prices are best in Riverside County this morning at $5.84. Either way, it is nearing that $6 mark. Now let's get to some tips for drivers from AAA.
We are just reminding drivers to make sure that their vehicle's maintenance is up to date, because that's not only going to be safer for everybody on that trip, but also it's going to help them save money on gas. It's going to help them maximize fuel efficiency, making sure that the tires are in great condition. The tire pressure, it's at the correct level.
She says plan ahead. Use your Maps app to find real-time gas prices before you hit the road. Keep in mind, the closer the gas station is to a freeway, the pricier it likely will be. She says maintain a steady speed on the road. You don't want to force the engine to work harder.
At the end of the day, you got to get to where you got to get.
You still have to get to where you have to get to, regardless. So, yeah, everybody's just taking a big hit right now. Maybe it'll get better. Hopefully it'll get better.
Even if we use those map apps and look for cheaper prices, I don't think there are any cheaper normal prices anywhere at the moment. And as the last guy said, you just have to get where you had to get. I mean, you can just keep going to the supermarket. You can just keep picking your kids from kindergarten or from school. So there isn't much that we can actually do. The gas is also terrible quality. I only drive to work and back home, and I have noticed my gas is burning up way faster than it used to. I'm curious to know, have you noticed something similar to this in the last few weeks? Let me know in the comments down below.
Reality of the current gas and oil situation is, while the US and Israel attacked first, the US is probably going to be one of the last countries to ever run out of the resource, while Americans complain that prices are getting high. And the reality is that some other countries are already having to ration gasoline, which is absolutely insane. Like, if you've looked at countries in Southeast Asia, South Asia, like Sri Lanka, the Philippines, people are lining up to get gas. In Egypt, they're already having to set a curfew in non-touristy places, which is something that I've heard, because they don't have the power to power things. You need gas for food. You need gas to farm. You need it to boil water in places where water isn't potable. While historically oil has been run on the petrodollar, which basically the US and Saudi in the 70s, I think, made an agreement that anytime a country buys oil, they have to basically pay in dollars, which has kept the dollar strong historically. But now people are just starting to change to the yuan, the RMB in China, which is also why the US wants to regain control. Also because the US has developed such insane technology like fracking, stuff that we do to crude oil that really no other countries have the resources to do, the US will most likely be fine. And then I saw an article that was like countries that will run out first. It'll probably first be like South Asia, Southeast Asia, and then countries in Africa, Asia, and then countries in Europe, and then lastly the US, and then like Latin America at some point too. Like, that is the current reality of the consequences of war right now.
We are currently in Vietnam. We are scheduled to leave later for Kuala Lumpur in April, but are moving our flight up because the plane fuel rationing is going to get tighter. And also I have watched some news about the current situation in Thailand, which is in Southeast Asia, and I can tell you guys, things aren't looking great there. People they genuinely don't have the power to power up things, so pretty much businesses stop in a day. And definitely if we get to this stage, and I hope we don't get to this stage, but definitely America will be the last one to run out of resources, because there is no other country better prepared than America for these war conditions.
Is it just me, or is gas running out really fast? Like, we gotta be an anomaly here, because ain't no way. I just filled up last night, and I'm about to have to fill up again, and I ain't been nowhere. Like, my friend here mentioned that, like, gas is running out really fast, and I'm like, when I thought about it and when I filled up, I'm like, gas is definitely running out fast. And it's crazy because I asked my girlies at the gym this morning, and they said the same thing. Like, I know America got stuff going on overseas, and that's where the oil is at, but 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. Because are y'all putting water in the oil?
Like, y'all gotta be putting water in this gas or something, because, like, I'm just not understanding how I'm burning through so much gas. You know, I used to could fill up maybe once every 2 weeks or once in 1.5 weeks. And I go to the same places, okay? So if I go from filling up once to now I'm filling up multiple times, it gotta be a disconnect here somehow. Like, I'm just confused.
They have added more ethanol, which means it burns quicker, not super fast, but a decent amount. I don't have the evidence to prove this, but just imagine if this is true. So we pay insane amount to fill our tanks, and then it just runs out faster. Before we move to the next clip, I would really appreciate, guys, if you subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Thank you.
Gas on average is now over $4 a gallon nationwide for the first time since August 2022. So I wanted to come see the prices for myself. At this time last year, the average across New York State was $3.12 a gallon. Now the average is $3.93, and in New York City, it's over $6 a gallon.
It's too much.
And in California, where gas prices are already the highest, it's now on average $5.87 a gallon, up from $4.79. Diesel is also up more than $1.70 a gallon since the start of the war in Iran, and it's used in trains, boats, and trucks, even farming equipment. So when diesel prices rise, it could get more expensive to transport most of what we buy, including groceries. You might want to start saving for your summer vacation now, because the cost of jet fuel is, of course, also up, which means that air travel is more expensive. In March, the cost of a domestic plane ticket jumped from 15% to 125%, and airlines like JetBlue are passing that cost off to customers by raising bag fees. And on Wall Street, we've seen stocks fall since the end of February. An economist with their wallet told CBS News that during wartime, people can expect to see volatility in their investments. Have you noticed prices going up? It may not just be in your head.
It's a domino effect. Once gas prices go up, everything else will just follow.
Hey, it's Twig, and I just wanted to point out to you guys that gas is $4.29 in Northeast Florida right now. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, gas was $2.79. Are these the lower prices that they were talking about? Is this the cheaper gas? Why is everything in the grocery store $5? And gas is almost fucking $5. Everything's like $5. I don't feel like we're great. I just spent $45 on 10 gallons of gas. Regular gas. I don't know. I'm no expert on a lot of things, but I do know that my gas should not be this expensive.
So gas is up more than 70% for the last year and a half. And my salary, personally, didn't increase by that amount. And I'm pretty confident that the salaries of the majority of people living in America also didn't increase by that amount. $63 for 13 was what I paid in Oregon this morning. Went from $2.59 to $4 the first week of the war. It has gone from $4 to $4.29 yesterday here in Southern Illinois. When are all the millionaires and billionaires going to Mars? I hope they go soon. And now in the second part of this episode we will see that it's not just gas. It's pretty much the cost of living getting more and more terrible each day.
Okay, hot take, but America did not get more expensive. Our money just got weaker. Your parents could raise kids, buy a house, take a vacation on one income. Now people have 2 jobs and can't even go on a vacation or pay rent. Groceries are double, rent is insane. The car market right now, don't even get me started about that. People in their 50s and 60s, people that I talk to, they're like, it was so easy for me to buy a house back then. It was like $20,000. Get fucking real. Everything got more expensive, but wages didn't even double. The system has gotten so hard to live in. Basically, everything is just survival at this point. No one's living to have fun anymore. We're just surviving.
By the way, I have a video about the cost of living in 2026 with some good, real examples from ordinary people. You can go and watch it here if you want.
If you think the price of fuel is bad right now, you haven't seen anything yet. People are wondering, when is the price of fuel going to go back down? Let me be real with you. What you're seeing now is only the start. It's only part of the impact. Fuel prices move fast, but everything else, that takes time to catch up. Grocery, clothing, shipping, everyday essentials. Those prices take time. It can take a month or two before higher fuel costs show up in your everyday essentials. So the prices you're seeing now at the grocery store, at Walmart, in the malls, are still based on pre-Iranian war. That means there's still pressure going and working through the system. Even if everything stabilized tomorrow and the war was over, and that's a big if, it wouldn't fix anything overnight. These prices at the pumps and in your grocery stores and in your everyday essentials is going to get worse. And sometimes it can take a year or two to come back down. Because the infrastructure of LNG plants and storage facilities need repair. Supply chains need time to reset. Inventory needs to cycle through. Pricing adjustments don't happen instantly. The delay is where people get caught off guard. They don't understand where all these pricing, these exaggerated prices come from.
I really hope and pray that this war will finish as soon as possible and gas prices will most probably go down after that. But what I'm thinking, and most probably unfortunately I will be correct, that the restaurant meals, the grocery prices, transportation services, clothing, and pretty much other everyday necessities, once their prices start rising, which will happen very soon after the war ends, those prices aren't going down.
The cost of food right now is literally diabolical. I used to live in New York City, and living in New York City and shopping in New York City, I used to feed my husband and myself 3 meals a day, all of our snacks, everything we needed for the week, including like paper towels and cleaning supplies, for under $100. And now I feel like I'm lucky if I can get out of the grocery store and it's like under $200. Like it's so crazy. I went to Whole Foods yesterday and I got like milk, eggs, some produce, kind of like the basic necessities, a couple extra things, and it was $180. And I'm still gonna have to go back to the grocery store again this week.
A lot of people seem to be feeling the same way in the comments. Family of 4, 2 adults, 4-year-old and 1-year-old, and I would say $250 per week. The fruit budget in this house for the toddlers alone could pay a mortgage. And the creator replied, the berries are the worst. Yes, great for fiber, terrible for your wallet. It's insane. I got the basics and it was $200. I felt like I left with nothing. And the creator replied, same thing happened to me yesterday. And same thing happened to me yesterday as well.
Over the last 20 years, I've seen a lot of cost of living increases, prices going up, gas going up, groceries going up, and a lot of you have too. But there's something about this shift, about the cost of living increase. It's so much more than just dollars and cents. It seriously feels like the cost to live mentally, emotionally, and at a soul level here right now on earth is the cost is just way too high. And it feels like we really need to reevaluate a lot of the ways we're doing things. So
just look around you. There have never been more people with mental issues, panic attacks, anxiety, or depression. And at the same time, we're living at the richest time possible. We're the most technology advanced generation. Everything we wish for is just a click away, and at the same time, we are not feeling happy. Wow, you are saying this because my husband just said this exact same thing this morning. He said it feels different this time. This war is going to be expensive for everyone, like the Great Depression, and costs never go back down. Just what I said a minute ago. And traces aren't happening hardly at all. You perfectly expressed thoughts I have been thinking on the daily. Yes, jobs are not easy to find, everything is super expensive. And it's not only the jobs are hard to find, but also there are mass layoffs everywhere. I have a video about this topic in my channel. You can go and watch it here if you want. I'm beginning to think they don't want a middle class, just wealthy or very poor. Let's talk for a second about this. If you're very poor, pretty much you're very easily controlled. You don't have independence, you don't have freedom of action and thought pretty much. And at the same time, the middle class is actually the key to preserving democracy, because the middle class is not dependent. The middle class has a freedom of thought, has the freedom of action and movement. And the middle class, when you have some resources to actually don't stress on a daily basis, there isn't a way for the super and ultra rich to control you.
Why is groceries so expensive? Not only is gas prices going up, thank you, Donald, but also our groceries are insane. Insane. How is a young family doing it? I mean, I'm thinking about retiring, you all. And I'm like, oh man, maybe not. Like, it's nuts. So, yeah, gas, groceries, all the necessities that we need to survive, right? I don't know. I don't know where we're heading. Your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I want to know.
There were thousands of comments below this video. Everything requires gas. Buckle up. Oil just went to 116 per barrel. It will be insanity. But hey, at least the billionaires are getting richer. It's really bad. I think about our children. I have 2 grown children at home because it's too expensive for them to live the way they would want on their own. So we are all up in one place still. It's really sad, my friend. And the creator replied, so funny that you said that, because my daughter and I were just talking about daycare expenses in Chicago up to $2,500. That's insane. How can anyone afford that and one of the family members pay $1,700 for 3 days a week? How do you even go to work? Petroleum is also used in making major medicines, so that cost will rise next. That's true, I haven't thought about it. Those groceries are about to go way higher due to vendors charging higher prices to deliver. It's a domino effect. Girl, I spent $300 on groceries and the fridge went out 2 days later. Wife. Our groceries have gone up $100 per week and the gas is crazy. I don't know how people are doing it. Agree. Now I don't even blame the young people for not wanting kids. Like, how? Daycare is expensive, new cars, house, groceries, everything. Who wants to put themselves through all of that stress just to have kids and financial strain for decades to come? It's insane. I'm 40 and remember a time when rent for a 1 bedroom for 18 years old was only $750. The final video for today is a warning we just can't ignore.
The American economy is heading into big trouble. Moody's, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and Ernst & Young, 4 major players, have rarely joined forces to warn that the probability of a recession in the U.S. has risen to a staggering 50%. The hidden culprit is the Middle East situation. With the Strait of Hormuz in crisis, oil prices have stabilized above $100, causing global supply chains to be completely disrupted. BlackRock CEO has stated that it's either peace that ensures prosperity or oil prices might surge past $150, plunging the world into recession. History has warned us that a surge in oil prices inevitably leads to a collapse of the U.S. economy. Currently, oil prices are at $102, just one step away from the $125 recession threshold. The most dangerous factor now is not the oil prices themselves, but the widespread panic of company layoffs and job market freezes. When everyone expects a recession, the economy can indeed be scared into collapse. A crisis is quietly approaching.
People seem to be feeling the same way in the comments. The American economy is heading into a depression like the 1929, coming soon. Like it or not, it's coming, and there is nothing we commoners can do. If it happens, everyone will have to go through it and try their best to withstand it, trying to find ways to keep it in check as much as possible to survive the condition. So that's all I've got for today for you guys. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. If you found this episode useful, please leave it a like and subscribe for more. The algorithm thinks you like this video as well. See you in the next one.